Hello, my artists, and welcome back to art class. For this project, for the next 2 weeks, you are going to be creating some colorful winter lights, just like you're probably seeing on a lot of the houses nearby, or if you celebrate Christmas. Maybe you have a Christmas tree up with Christmas lights on it, but no matter what, whether you celebrate or not, we see lights all over the place during this time of year. And we're going to use these lights as a chance to learn about a group of colors, the intermediate colors. This might sound familiar, I have mentioned it to you before, but your intermediate colors are made up of combinations of your primary colors and your secondary colors. So I'm going to use my color sticks here to show you guys. So your primary colors, remember, are red, yellow, and blue. And your secondary colors are violet, green, and orange. So these are on their own in their two separate groups. But when you take a primary color and put it next to a secondary color, you create an intermediate color. Now the other part of this is that they have to be in rainbow order. So if I rearrange my sticks, we have our, purple's a little short, our rainbow order here. Okay, if you have your color wheel, sorry guys, the red and the purple are a little short. All right, if you look at these, and also on a color wheel, red and violet would be next to each other. So when you're creating an intermediate color, you are blending together two of these that are also directly next to each other. You couldn't do opposite ones. They wouldn't, make any sense. They wouldn't make a real color. So one intermediate color is red-orange. Okay, if you look at a box of Crayola crayons, you'll notice that you have your basic primary and secondary colors, but you also have a red-orange crayon. Red-orange is an intermediate color. Another intermediate color that you would have would be yellow-orange. When you say an intermediate color, you always say the primary color first. So it's not orange-yellow, it's yellow-orange. Next you would have yellow-green. Then you would have blue-green. Remember, because blue is the primary color. Blue-green, blue-violet, and then finally with the two at the end, red-violet. So you guys kind of get the idea. So make sure your colors are in rainbow order, and those are what they are. And I'm also going to flash them on the screen as well. So red-orange, yellow-orange, yellow-green, blue-green, blue-violet, and red-violet are your intermediate colors. And those are the colors that we're going to use to create our winter lights. Now, these lights that I made here were done on black paper with construction paper crayons, which come up a little bit brighter. If you have black paper and you would like to try this with colored pencil, regular crayons might work, but yellow might not show up that great on black paper. If you want to experiment a little bit and see what they look like on black paper, you can go right ahead. For this example, I'm just going to use plain white because that's probably what most of you have. But if you're feeling a little creative and you want to see what your supplies look like on a piece of black construction paper, you can definitely give that a shot. I also made two really large light bulbs here, but I am going to draw some smaller ones on my paper to give myself a couple more color options. So what you're going to need for this project is a piece of paper, a pencil. I'm going to draw with marker just so you can see it a little bit better, but you can outline it with a marker or a black crayon when you're done. And then blendable things to color with, like colored pencils, crayons. If you happen to have Crayola color sticks, twistables will work as well, things that you can blend. If you have things like oil pastels or chalk pastels and you know how to use those and you want to try with those will also work as well. Now, to make your strings of holiday lights, it's kind of like drawing a U shape and then kind of a rounded tip, and then all holiday lights have the part where the plug would plug in. And I'm just going to scatter an assortment of these light bulb shapes all over my paper. I'm probably going to be able to fit about 4. If you want to fit more than 4, that's totally fine. You can make them smaller, you can make them bigger, you could try and just do 2 big ones. There's lots of options with this because it's not like you have anything that you could trace. You're kind of just free drawing these, but you do want to make them big and you do want to take up the space on your paper. And then you can also link them together with the wires and add some details. All right, so I have decided to do 4 of them. So I am going to start off by doing a red-orange light bulb. So I'm going to start with my bulb up here. And out of all of your intermediate colors, there should always be one in the pair that is lighter. So definitely between red and orange, I would say orange is the lighter color. So I am going to start with my lighter color. And I am going to color the entire light bulb. And I'm going to move with the shape of the light bulb. You're not going to, color across it. We're not doing like kindergarten coloring here. We're doing 4th grade. We're blending. We're mixing our colors. This is what I'm going to be looking for when I'm grading it. So you want to move with the shape of the light bulb. Okay, down the middle you can kind of go straight, but along the sides, kind of curve it a little bit. Get that light bulb colored in. All right, and I'm actually going to move you guys a little bit closer. Okay. All right, so you're going to start with your lighter color, filling up your bulb. And then I'm going to take my darker color, which in this case would be the red, and I'm going to start to add the red around the edges, around the outside of my bulb. Now when you're coloring, you want to make sure that you're using appropriate pressure and you're pressing a little bit harder where you want it to be darker and a little bit lighter where you want it to be lighter. Okay, just like when you were doing your value scales, for example, this is the same thing. You're still adding value. We're always incorporating that skill in here. So I have barely even gone in the middle with my red. I've really only gone around the edge. Now here it got a little bit dark, so I'm going to blend that in a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more in the middle here. And then I'm going to go back with my orange. I'm going to blend that in. All right. Now this is going to take time. This is why I'm giving you 2 weeks to work on this one, because then you can blend it a little bit better. So there we go. We have a red-orange light bulb. And I'm going to repeat this process with a few more colors. I think I'm going to do a yellow-green. I think I'm going to do a yellow-orange as well. And then either a blue-violet or a red-violet. I haven't decided yet. Maybe blue-violet to fill in my other 4 light bulbs. And here are my completed lights. So I feel like 4 is pretty good. If you want to squeeze a couple more in there, that's good. Or if you want to make 3 big ones. But you can see that I use my intermediate colors: red, orange, blue, green, yellow, orange, blue, violet. So remember, those are colors, a primary color and a secondary color together that are next to each other on the color wheel. So think about the order of the rainbow, and they will be right next to each other. And simply all they are is when you just mix them together. So you are going to use those to make some colorful strand of lights. And make sure that you take a picture when you're done and send it to me so that I can grade your finished art. And I can't wait to see your colorful lights. And I'll see you guys again next time for art class. Bye.